All right, how are you, everybody? Now I'm going to share with you your agenda for psychology for the week of April 27th through May the 1st, 2020. Now, this past week, you had a few things to go through in your modules. And so, just like normal, I'm just going to do the screen recording here and show you exactly on the modules where to go and what to do so everybody will be on the same page. Now, last week, we worked on intro to abnormal notes. You did your ranking abnormality task. You did your diagnosing disorder notes. And then you finished up with the Bolton study homework. Now, for this week, you're going to do a couple of things. First off, you're going to do the gender and ethical consideration notes. Just like we've been doing, you'll be able to download this document, fill it in, right? And of course, what do we use to fill it in? We use the Culture, Gender, and Ethical Considerations PowerPoint, okay? That's all you got to do. You should be able to download it, go through it with no problem, and fill in the notes. It's straightforward as always. All right, let me just go back here to the module screen so we can see. And then I've now created a spot to submit those notes. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the diagnosing disorder notes. That's my fault. Here, it's culture, gender, and ethical consideration notes. Now, one of the things I want to show you is that will be due Friday evening, by Friday evening at 11:59 p.m. So that's May 1st, okay? Now, like I said, that doesn't take you that long. You've just got to go through and read the PowerPoint, fill in the notes as you go, not a big deal, and then submit it. All right, so that's one thing that you'll do. Then you will doing the homework here, which is factors influencing diagnoses. All you do here, download the PDF. So you've got the PDF to look at here. Read through, right? Read through all of this just to give you, and it's really not that bad, okay? And of course, it tells you exactly what to do. You'll answer the questions after the Termland study, those 2 questions. You'll complete the ATL, Thinking Critically, on page 3, and complete the ATL, Thinking Critically, on page 4. All right, and just do it in a single document or text entry box, however you want to do that. You'll pop that there. And that will also be given the due date and time of Friday evening. Now, for the next task, and that in itself doesn't take all that long either. It might take a little longer than your notes, filling in the notes, because you have to put more thought into it, but still not all that long. Now, the portion that will take the longest, but it's probably actually a little more enjoyable, is, let me go back. Oh, that's not where I want to go. Here's where I want to go. Let me just go back to the module to show you here. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Diagnosing Winnie the Pooh. All right. So this will be fun. And as you notice here, this has a due date and time of May 3rd. That is next Sunday, or if you're watching this at the beginning of the week, it will be Sunday evening, because it's going to give you a couple extra days to work on it if you need it. Like I said, the notes portions and the reading and the ATLs won't take you all that long, so it may not even take you into the weekend. Hopefully it won't, but it is a little more involved. All right, so here's what you're going to do for diagnosing Winnie the Pooh. All right, so it says, watch the episode of Winnie the Pooh linked below. There we go, it's linked right here. Remember, of course, if you try watching it on Safari and it doesn't work, try Chrome and give it a try there. So if you're having problems with showing the video, try, switching between Safari and Chrome depending on what you're trying to use. So you're going to watch the episode of Winnie the Pooh linked below. But make sure you read through all of this before you start working, before you actually watch the episode, so you know what to look for. Next, decide on a diagnosis for an abnormal disorder that you believe was demonstrated by one of the characters in the story. Make sure that you have 3 instances from the episode or pieces of evidence, something in the episode, 3 things that back up your diagnosis for that character. Remember, we're not trained to diagnose individuals, but what we're doing here is to show that you can apply some of the knowledge that you've been gaining through your notes and through the other activities. Okay, so once you do that, so of course you've got to watch the episode to do that, and you've got your evidence backing up what you think is the issue with this character. You're going to make a neat, colorful, informational flyer. You can do it digitally, or you can do it hard copy and send me the images, okay, as long as I can read specifically what's on the hard copy. It depends on, whichever one you want to do. Sometimes I know people like to do that hands-on, and they like to actually draw or sketch or something like that, and you find that enjoyable. So you can do that. Just make sure that that you send me the images of in a file and submit those that I can see. And so you're going to create your neat, colorful, informational flyer that describes the disorder you chose that you think is being exhibited by this character, as well as its symptoms and the causes, okay? Your work must reference at least 2 scholarly sources, and as a part of your flyer, you have to include a visual of your character, and you need to describe or mention the 3 instances or pieces of evidence that you pulled from the episode that make you think that this character has this disorder. Okay? So it says here too, additionally, provide information for a person or a family member suffering from this abnormal disorder, like further information, like it says a website about it, or a hotline, or maybe some kind of a group out there that's trying to help people with this disorder or help people understand the disorder better. All right, so it just shows that you've done a little bit of research in that area, and you can put that information there. So here's the link to the video, but so you know what you're doing, then you watch the video. So you can choose from these characters to diagnose: Winnie the Pooh himself, Piglet, Tigger, Owl, Kanga, Roo, Rabbit, Eeyore, or Christopher Robin. All right, you could pick from any of those. So as you watch, see what you can find. And of course here too, I forgot to mention, my bad, there is a list of disorders and info on each if you need to kind of go back through that and go, all right, what are we looking at here? What kind of disorders are we looking at here, particularly with the DSM-5? And here, it gives you some common disorders you can look at. Alcohol or substance use disorders, hopefully that doesn't show up in Winnie the Pooh. Anxiety disorders, phobias, panic, general anxiety disorder, social anxiety, ADHD or ADD, bipolar, these different subcategories of bipolar, depression, eating. So you have all kinds of things you can look at. You can take a look at some of these disorders just to kind of give you, oh, yeah, there's all these different kinds of disorders out there. I've heard about these. These are interesting. Let me take a look at them. Let me see if I see any of this type of behavior in any of the characters. All right? So that will take you to that resource to help you out. So because it is more involved, you have to watch the episode. It's 20-some minutes. It's a cartoon episode. You've got to kind of take a look, go to the disorders, look through that, think about how to design your flyer and things like that. That's why I'm giving you the extra time into next Sunday to get that portion done. So I think it'll be a pretty enjoyable process, something you might, a little more fun than some of the stuff we've had to do in psychology this year. And I hope you enjoy it, and I'm really excited to see what you guys come up with.